Uncle Dantavius Patrick. You see what I'm saying? How we doing today? You doing all right?
I'm ready for the cookout.
Hey! Man, boy, you ain't mustard. Boy, go outside. I've been agreeing with the Dallas Cowboys way too much for my liking.
He had the same exact pregame warm-up as Mahomes, and something new that he just recently added last night was the Mahomes finger wiggle.
I hate these tapes.
I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but Ayesha Curry is putting in maximum effort to let the world know that she is struggling with trying not to cheat on her husband.
Who is this guy? Well, I always got it done. Let's catch a vibe. Well, I always got it done. I say now, welcome.
Come on in.
Okay, all right.
Come on in.
Okay, all right.
We in your 10. Let's begin.
I said now, welcome to 4th and 1. Well, I always got it done. Bring your facts by the time before the rising of the sun. This ain't we in that shotgun.
Ooh, that boy Boo. Hey, running back over quarterback. He don't know how to act, but he lets it rip. Ooh, with a little bit of smoke. Don't choke on the smoke. All righty, again. One more again. Running back. Hey, what's up? Hey. He lets it go to a friend. Hey, touchdown.
This is me in front of TV.
Yeah.
I say this Peggy in front of TV.
Hey,
Can't hit my gut.
Hey.
Hit my double D in front of TV.
Come on.
Let me say it again. I say it is double D in front of TV. Big Jimbo in front of TV.
Okay.
I say Peggy in front of TV.
Come on.
VG in front of TV.
Hey.
Seashells in front of TV. VJ in front of TV. Jimbo in front of TV. Can't forget about me. I say Big Boogie in front of TV. This we in front of TV.
Okay.
We in front of TV having a whole lot of fun. This episode is brought to you by Roe. It's officially summertime, and let's be honest. Summer brings the vibes, the energy, and let's be real, the romance too. And if you're trying to match the summer heat, Roe Sparks got you covered.
For sure, whether it's beach dates, sundress season, or you're just trying to be spontaneous, Rose Sparks, make sure you're ready when that moment is right.
Rose Sparks are a prescription treatment that dissolves right up under your tongue, quick, fast, and in a hurry. 15 minutes on average after they dissolve. That's control without wait time.
And they don't disappear after just one round. They stay active up to 36 hours. So you're ready for round 2 or 3, or even the morning after.
If prescribed, new sexual health patients gets $15 off your first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/4th to find out if prescription Ro Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/4th for $15 off your first order. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, and or manufacturing review. For full safety information, go to ro.co/safety info. Here we go, first down.
Hey, enough.
Here we go. Fire moment of the week. Let's see what we got.
Man, we got no love for Micah in Dallas. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, said they will not, I repeat, they will not do a tribute video on Micah's return to Dallas this week. He says it's not appropriate for them to do a tribute to Micah Parsons this week when they play the Green Bay Packers. Cam, what's your thoughts with Jerry Jones?
He ain't wrong, Peggy. What? And you know what? Man, I had to...
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I've been agreeing with the Dallas Cowboys way too much for my liking.
But you might be sick.
I'm trying to tell you.
Come on, what a doctor.
Sick of you, but I ain't sick. You dig what I'm saying? So you're asking me to critique an individual that had very minimum team success while he was here. Notably, the best thing that they had when they did win a playoff game, Peggy, was that they won it against the greatest football player of this generation. That's it.
Mr. Time.
Other than that, that following week, you got broke off. So.
Sit home.
I hate to say it that way, but you got broke off.
You got broke off.
Now, That doesn't mean that you individually was not successful.
Yeah.
But before we sit up here and have me as Jerry Jones go down to the individuals to create a tribute video, this ain't that. We're not about to have no parade. From what I do know, they have had parades of guys like Emmitt Smith when he came back.
Yeah. Super Bowl winner.
Super Bowl. The
A lot of
optics are
success,
already
yeah.
there. Former coaches who, did something great. Jimmy Johnson had him an old celebration as well, too. The time had already came and gone, but yeah, he came back. Now, when you start talking about individuals that's still playing, for me, I ain't about to sit up here and say, hey, dog, to have anything fake, like everything all cool.
Yeah. What you say, peaches and cream?
Nah, this ain't gonna be no
heard.
peaches and cream. No.
No,
we got a little disagreement here, and I need you to know that I'm trying to whoop your ass. I'm trying to go into my deep closet to find as many belts as possible, Micah.
Okay.
Because we ain't on good terms, especially not on the football field.
Yeah.
Because everybody keeps saying that I should not have dealt you away, and they saying that Jerry Jones is losing with the trade. So why would we do that?
That's going to add insert to injury.
I'm trying to tell you.
I know the fans going to be mad.
I'm trying to tell you. No.
No, they're going to be happy, but it's going to turn the tide of like,
up?
yeah.
Can they show up? So I agree with Jerry Jones here. You feel what I'm saying? But let's play reality versus principle.
Okay.
The reality is Micah Parsons had a lot of individual success as a member of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
The reality of that situation also is this. He didn't have a lot of team success while he was a member of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So that's the perspective. Now, while we have all the people's attention, Peggy, could you please allow the people to tell the people, to instruct the people, to make the people like, share, comment, but most of all, make sure they do what?
Subscribe, dog.
Peggy, hurry up. Peggy, hurry up.
Man,
Peggy, hurry up. We on the time clock. Double D, step up to the mic, like the people, tell the people, like the people, tell the people to like, share, comment, but most of all, Double D, make sure they do what? Subscribe, dog. Okay. Seashells, the little one, smallest charm, and you can follow her on social media. You dig what I'm saying? Now, could you tell the people, instruct the people, make the people like, share, comment, but seashells, make sure that people do what?
Okay. Make it out the way, Lucky Charms.
See that right there?
Her cereal stale. Right, that's what it sounds like. Some stale
that
cereal.
Right there. Gonna get you booted about it.
Okay.
And we're gonna tell HR about that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
You don't get no more shots.
Little seashells. We gonna call Big VJ to the mic.
Okay.
And Big B, VJ, tell the people, instruct the people, make the people like, share, comment. But VJ, make sure they do what? Subscribe, dog. Oh, he ain't committed. He ain't
all the way
committed. Big Jimbo, not the little one. Big Jimbo, not the little one. I'm going to tell you one more time for your porcupine mind. Big Jimbo, not the little one. Tell the people, instruct the people, and make the people like, share, comment. But Big Jimbo, make sure they do what? Subscribe. Okay.
Come on, Jimbo Slice. Everything nice.
Now, while we got everybody's attention, everybody, remind the people to tell the people and instruct the people to like, share, comment, but most of all, make sure they do what?
Subscribe, dog. The spirits ain't it. We gotta get the choir together. I'm gonna work on that. It's Shell. She started it.
Your ass.
Yeah, she started it. Yeah. She stale shells.
Shells, you ain't the only one that need their ass.
She stale shells. Oh,
because this particular individual,
he gonna get some whipping back. Yeah. Pace yourself, don't race yourself. What's good, bud? Yeah. Come on now. What's good in the hood? Hold on. We talking about some BTA. Oh, I'm about to turn into some GTA up in here, okay? What's going on if you come this way? What's going on, though?
How was your weekend, brother?
I'm good in the hood. Yeah, I'm straight, brother. Weekend was great, man. Got to tap in with my folks, man. Shout out to my LB, man. He got married this past weekend, Kennedy, man. So was able to be there in the city of Charlotte. And
you stay in Charlotte, don't you, man?
I got to shake back, but I got to see the family here and there, you know. Got to stay grounded to the roots, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know. So, yeah, bro. But the weekend was good, bro. Happy to be here. And how was yours? What's been going on in Boogieville, Boogiemania?
Look at me. I'm glowing a little different.
Okay.
I'm looking a little different.
Okay, look, you were witness
I got a
protection.
little sauce. Witness protection. No. I ain't hiding from nobody.
Okay.
I'm shining so bright I had to put my shades
Oh,
on
that's
for
what
this.
it is.
I'm trying to tell you, brother.
Okay.
I'm gleaming. I'm gleaming. All my words is all mixing in together, gleaming.
All right, though.
And it's seeming to me that, bruh, ain't nobody shining brighter than me.
Okay, bud.
I mean, I'm working, brother. My week was nothing less than impeccable.
All right.
I've been New York back, New York back, New York back.
They call you a New York Bull.
I ain't complaining, no.
Don't complain.
We shot 2 shows, really 3, because we gave y'all a surprise episode last week. Shout out to Bud.
Go see that too.
Then I had 2 first takes.
Okay.
Then I had 2 fucking Fridays. So don't tell me that you're tired.
Yeah.
Because tired rhymes with what, Peggy? Fire. I'm trying to tell you. It's such a negative word. It also rhymes with hired.
Okay.
But your mind don't work like that.
Yeah.
It reminds itself to say, negative connotation with a negative response.
Yeah.
And guess what you ain't gonna doggone get me to be?
What?
Negative by no means.
Come on now.
When I hear something negative, the first thing I think about is Peggy.
No, you don't.
Not doggone Boogie.
No, you better think of a punching bag.
I'm trying to tell you, brother, I'm living life and I'm living large.
Well, living large and in charge.
And
Welcome to the good side.
The content is content.
Okay, say what?
Shout out to the people who's investing in really be are fans of the content. Everywhere that I go. Every time somebody show up and pull up on me, they always say, bro, I'm a fan of your content.
Ooh.
And I'm a fan of whoever's a fan of me.
All right.
If you don't like me, homeboy, homegirl, just know the feeling mutual.
Okay. Mutuals. Yeah.
I'm trying to let you know, bro. I'm starting the profile. And they be like, hold on, what kind of jersey that is? I had to correct my lady this morning. I said, hold on, baby. Slow down. Just because you see Sanders.
Who?
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Watch your hair.
A lot of people can't relate to that. Let me move my hair out the way. Peggy.
Yeah. Well, get them extensions out the way, brother. Yeah. They're yacky. Go ahead.
Only extensions we doggone got around here is the ones we signing, huh?
There you go.
I'm trying to tell you, brother. I'm on one. Maybe on 2. You dig what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, show you what I'm really trying to do.
Ooh, okay.
I got on Barry Sanders because I'm slippery. I'm slick. I'm smooth. I'm legit, huh?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, Peggy, just stay with me. We're going to the top, brother.
We're going to the top. See, that's why I thought you had all black, because you're killing the game.
I'm killing their ass.
Come on.
I am killing their ass. All right, I'm going to tell you. I'm killing y'all ass, huh? Put these back on.
Put them back on, boy. Yeah.
Shine bright like a diamond. Like, come on, brother. I'm loving where I'm at right now, bro. I'm getting my groove. I'm knowing how to move. And the one thing that I can't do is LOSE, lose. Come on. You see what I'm saying? You don't sound like you're excited,
I'm
baby,
excited,
but I gotta lift you up until you understand the severity of the situation. What we doing ain't normal.
Okay.
It's abnormal, Now, I had to put a lot of things into perspective, and I had to tell the people, I was like, hold on, bro. Let me tell my people that I'm extremely proud of them.
Yeah.
What we've been doing is something that a lot of people can't even relate to or really unpack.
Yeah.
Last week, I killed them with a jersey that said all that,
And a bag of chips.
I'm trying to tell you, you never catch me slipping because I'm always strapped,
Okay.
And I'm trying to tell you, say something stupid, that head gonna get tapped,
Okay. And if you tap this head, boy, you might get slapped. Okay. All right now. All right.
See, you saying some stupid stuff like that,
I'm throwing them like Joe Montana.
Unfortunately,
like Dan Marino.
We gotta go to the next clip. Next clip, Peggy.
Come on. All right. Well, one quarterback to another. Dylan Raiola. Obsession with Pat Mahomes is going wild.
It feels like Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola has taken things too far. He has physically morphed himself into Patrick Mahomes. Because in their first game of the season, Nebraska played Cincinnati in Arrowhead, of course. And no, that's not Mahomes. The real Patrick Mahomes was actually in attendance, though, to watch the game. With the actual crazy part being that Raiola physically copies everything Mahomes does. Like his bandana, his arm sleeves, his number being both 15 and the play sheet on his arm. Even last year in Raiola's freshman season, he had the same exact pregame warm-up as Mahomes, and something new that he just recently added last night was the Mahomes finger wiggle, which he's always done. With the only real glaring difference between the two is I thought Dylan kind of disappointed to start off week 1 of the college football season, and I don't know if I'm just speaking for myself, but I kind of like when players build their own aura, not copy everything bar for bar. And while I do understand that—
Pause right there, Peggy.
Yes, sir.
Because let me check something real quick, huh? I've been seeing the Dylan and the Patrick Mahomes comparables, and before I'll make my take, huh?
Yeah.
What does this tweet say?
So the tweet by James Palmer says, "I'm sorry you can't copy everything an NFL player does, from his pregame routine, walk, haircut, throwing motion, number, hand signals, the list goes on, and then say, I'm my own guy. I have my own last name. You are the one that created all of this. So bizarre." So obviously he done copy him piece by piece. James Palmer.
Peggy?
Bug, talk to me.
I'm going with Dylan right now.
Okay.
And the reason why, what's wrong with shaping your life and having intentions of behind somebody that's been great? Mm-hmm. See, this is the thing.
Talk
brother.
to me.
The young man that made that TikTok video, what's his name?
This guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know the guy.
This guy.
This guy.
This guy sounds like that guy, sounds like that other guy, sounds like that other guy that also covers sports in a way that does the TikTok, kind of thing where they talk over here and they use this and they use that and they make all these comparable.
Yeah.
So is he not doing what somebody else has done before him? Doing something that somebody is doing while he's doing that type of content? What makes your content any different? Mm-hmm. Young man, Mr. Palmer, huh? Come on up here, because I ain't done with you. I ain't even got to you yet. Because, brother, if you sit up here saying that Patrick Mahomes, which is a person that has a lot on his resume, huh? So what he got the same number? So what he got the same arm sleeve? So what he got the same, the whatever that is.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? What? Whatever that is, huh? My girl like that. Stay with me now, all right? But even to that point,
Come on.
Patrick Mahomes ain't the only person that has ever got mimicked. Mm-hmm. And we got to stop doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now you got guys that sit up here saying that's the issue with this day and age of people. People don't get flowers no more.
Come on, yo.
People don't dream no more.
Yeah.
People don't sit up and say, hey, bro, you know what, Peggy? I'm a fan of you, bro.
Yeah.
Huh?
Appreciate you.
We want to... No.
Yeah.
I was just saying hyperboles, huh?
Appreciate
that. I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
See? But
So strong.
we live in this hate era where it's like you got to create your own. Man, the great coach John Wooden said, anything that you've learned has been taught by you through multiple different ways. Yeah. Whether somebody taught it to you directly or indirectly, something that you saw, that you was a fan of. You're not the only person that said, you know what, let me wear a hat, let me wear a jersey, and let me wear a scarf around my doggone outfit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Talk to me.
So we learn everything that we learn or like from somebody else. Mm-hmm. Let's stop doing this.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, okay, we want to create a story. We want to create a TikTok video. But, bruh, that's a perfect person that you would want to kind of mimic. We all want to mimic greatness.
Yeah.
How many times was Michael Jordan mimicked?
Kobe Bryant.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
The list goes on.
Michael Vick.
Like I'm trying to tell you, there's no Cam Newton without Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And I say it to the top of my lungs.
You are.
So let's stop this narrative of, oh man, bro, like be your own person. You can still be your own person, but you can add a little seasoning.
A little sauce in there.
It's okay, bro.
Yeah.
But pay homage. They used to say this thing in school, grade school. Cite your source. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Everything good.
Get your sources together.
But cite your source. The issue becomes is when you don't cite your source, you know what they call it? Plagiarism.
All right now.
Ah!
Come on now.
Don't plagiarize.
Don't be a plagiarizing player now. Don't be that. A PP.
Can't plagiarize.
Yeah.
Because you're going to fraternize the movement.
Okay, watch that.
Come
There's a
on,
lot
man.
of nozzing going on.
It's all that.
Uh-huh.
You can do all that, bro. But all I'm telling you is, bro, wherever you citing their source from, do it.
Yeah.
We need to make individuals feel good about, hey, dog, man, I fool with your campaign, dog.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
Love. You gotta show love.
I hate these takes because now you got individuals that are fearful of showing appreciation.
And they're really liking the campaign.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like what you doing ain't even authentic.
Facts.
So how can you judge somebody else for not being authentic? I can name you 25 individuals, whether male or female, that's doing the same type of content that you're producing.
Yeah.
Mr. Palmer.
Yeah.
So, should Dylan Raiola make a video about you? My point.
Exactly.
Thank you. Next clip.
All right, Steph Curry defends his wife in the comments after your boy Killer Mike decided to comment under an IG post. This is the video that got it all started.
I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but Ayesha Curry is putting in maximum effort to let the world know that she is struggling with trying not to cheat on her husband. And because she can just smell an opportunity to embarrass this man, because she gets on every interview telling everybody about just how frustrated she is with his success, how frustrated she is that women desire him, how much she wished it was her being lusted after by people who don't give a fuck about her, how desperately she wants to get attention from other men, how locked down she feels with the kids. Every fucking interview she goes on.
Press pause right there, brother.
Yes, sir.
Who is this guy?
This guy is Boo Woods. 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Boo
2, 3, 4. Let's come up with a rule.
Okay.
And it goes as I state. If you can't relate, there's no debate.
Okay.
Huh?
Can't relate, don't debate.
If you can't relate, you shouldn't be talking about this. Oh boy.
Yep.
My man. Cool. Pump your brakes. Because you're tripping.
Yeah.
You can't bag Ayesha. You can't play with Steph. So why? Yeah, and I think I have to use this as an example because there's so much that I relate to on this. So many people want to talk about somebody else's situation that has never been in that situation.
Yeah.
Huh?
Come on now.
And I know Wardell, or that's his daddy call him Wardell, but I'm going to call him Steph.
All right.
Stephon Curry. Steph for short.
Stephen.
Steph. Yeah. Stephon.
That's when he done got in the time machine.
The other Stephon in this climate.
Oh, nah.
No. Let's stay focused.
Yeah, Steph.
Huh? You see what I did?
Okay, yeah,
now,
yeah.
with this situation, he can't talk about this. And that's why I said, yo, Steph, you shoot a 3 with range, let me shoot a 3 close proximity with this one. And so many times, fans, pundits, media members, all these folks got everything to say.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody asked you for your little 2 cents.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
You can judge my wife, but you can never be my wife. Huh? You don't know what she going through.
I'll be with her.
Huh?
Yeah.
You ain't never bagged no girl that looked like Ayesha. Huh? Let's just keep it a buck. Now, what's your resume? What you've accomplished, huh? And I think that needs to be said because when you keep it a buck, and if this was, I need to bear no expense to this because it's one brother to another brother.
Okay.
I don't want to let down my queens, but I know how it feels when somebody talking about you that ain't never had what you had or been through what you done been through.
Talk to him.
So respectfully, if you can't relate to this debate, pump your brakes.
All right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Talk to him.
Now, Steph, in this situation, it's like, hold on, bro, you making content.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what you want to do.
Cool.
But this is where I insert myself and say, bro, relax.
Because this is really,
Like, we good over here, bro. Like, this narrative that you're trying to push about my wife, bro, we're good.
And really up the ante when obviously Killer Mike stepped in and said what he said.
I think what happens here is I think Steph thought that Killer Mike knew better.
Yeah.
Let's not comment on something that you know. Like, come on.
Killer, you know what's up.
Like, really?
Yo, he a goofy. Like, come on.
Yeah, come on. You entertaining this dude. You on to them comments.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You know what we go through.
Yeah.
Like, whatever my wife do, that's what my wife do. That's what my lady do. That's what my girlfriend do. That's what my fiance do.
Yeah.
But if you can't relate, pump your brakes.
Talk to me.
Cut all that minutia. But Killer, you already know how it is. That people take certain stories and then they say, oh man, I don't know why she always embarrassing Steph like this.
And don't know the whole story.
Don't even know the whole story. Don't even want to read into the whole story. They just gonna say, why she always doing this? Steph need to leave her. Like, bro, dude, you know this is that's a gossip type situation, bro. And if you want to hedge your information on gossip, what does that say about you?
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of all type of content, but brother, we got to understand, we got to come up with a rule. If you cannot relate, pump your brakes.
All right, and don't debate.
And do not try to debate.
Yeah.
Because now you start opening up a whole thing like, hold on, dog. Like, does he have it don't matter. Like, what are you doing? Where were you? When all my dogs needed help. Lawyers in the commissary ain't gonna pay this. Like, come on, bro. Like, where your motion at? It's easy for you to talk about a person that got more motion than the ocean. More lubed than the lotion. I'm trying to tell you, baby, I'm on one, brother.
Potion, boo.
I'm trying to tell you, brother.
In the
And if you ain't got no motion,
you need to keep it coasting.
you need to keep on coasting.
Keep it coasting. I got you, boo. I ain't gonna let you down. You're around.
If you ain't got no motion, just keep on coasting.
There you go. Come on, boo.
That's I like what you had, Peggy. You saved me, brother.
I'm in there, brother.
You found me. You found me. I'm trying to tell you. So I'm trying to, like, bruh, for real. Like, I'm seeing this and I'm saying, bro, you coming up with it. You're creating a narrative that's not necessarily there.
Yeah.
If Steph Curry ain't coming out and saying, hey, bro, I'm really frustrated with my wife and those antics that she does and when she goes on interviews, we ain't never seen that.
Yeah.
We ain't even never seen Ayesha, not handle her business in the way, whatever they got going on is what they got going on.
Yeah.
And this ain't nobody else's business.
Nobody.
But when you got a person that could and should be able to relate, don't entertain that, not that.
Yeah.
And I love Killer Mike. For obvious reasons, he from Atlanta. So when he says what he says, it's like, hold on, bro.
You a real one.
Yeah, you too real for this artificial intelligence.
Come on.
Next clip.
All right, the Browns' execution at the end of the game was key, major key.
Sets over the middle. It's caught by Njoku. But this ball has to be spiked quickly. Can they get set? 3 seconds, they do. And spike it with 2 seconds left and give Andre Schmidt a chance. Great job with the clock.
So as I'm watching this clip, a lot of fans may watch it in a way that a lot of things happen that may go unnoticed. See, this is what practice makes perfect.
Okay.
And execution is key, especially in a sense that we don't get no do-overs.
That's right.
It's time to win right now. We got less than 10 seconds for the game. I mean, we 0-2. I mean, we need this more than anybody.
Okay, scratching for a win.
I'm trying to tell you, more than doggone David Chappelle playing or reenacting his, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got it.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Nah, so with that, I'm sitting up here seeing a clip that I would like to applaud the Cleveland Browns for executing.
Mm-hmm.
When you had Njoku catch the pass, get down, what he did was set the ball. Some would not even say or suggest to set the ball. What they would want you to do from the coach's standpoint is do what? Find the referee.
Yeah, get the ball to the ref.
Get the ball to the referee. But in this particular case, what you don't see is that little referee right there. He has to touch the ball to allow that play to be ready to be snapped.
Okay. So just by the touch, it's like everybody on the field should know.
Set the ball. Everybody get set. This ain't the time when you want to step on or step off or be in the – you have to look forward. You have to be in the football position. You cannot be turned back. You have to be in a legal formation.
Okay.
The Cleveland Browns was that. They got set. They was able to spike the ball, leaving 1 second left, and they won the football game. A lot of times things are happening in such fast speeds that you forget. It's like, hold on. Who is that? What just happened?
Yeah.
But they executed this to perfection, and shouts out to them.
Now, obviously, in the quarterback position, it might not be this. It might be different for any team. But who is the onus on to make sure everybody is set? And what are you looking at in that time frame to get the ball off?
That's a great question because every
Snap
player is responsible for their own responsibilities. It all comes down to the quarterback making sure that everybody's set.
Yeah.
It goes down to every individual making sure that they're in a legal position.
But is it like a check of like, I'm good, or eye contact, or what happens during that moment? Like, because somebody could be standing up and I'm just like, hype.
For sure. But there's times where it's like, depending on the proximity to the play, if a person is running far, if a person is coming from a different area, if a wide receiver is closest to or a running back or a fullback closest to being on the line of scrimmage, that person takes the line of scrimmage. It all comes down to communication. If the wide receiver is not able to get on the line of scrimmage, you just need to get set as if you were a running back. You just need to be in a legal formation. On both sides of the ball, there should be one person on the ball, and the rest of everybody need to be off the ball. On both sides. So on the right side, you need to have somebody on the ball. 2 people can't be off the ball. Then that's a legal formation. 10-second runoff. Then we lose the game.
Yeah.
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 You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for the Cleveland Browns and Joe Flacco, them to be able to execute that, that's the difference between winning and losing in this league.
Yeah. But to get to this point, what does the practice or the simulation look like?
Well, it's one of those situations that I've seen in practice. You have these moments and you run them in constant. Yeah. Hey, we're going to have a Geronimo situation. Geronimo, to certain people, that's what we called it, where if we don't have no timeouts, we call a play, complete the pass, the whole offense runs off the field and allows the kicking team to run on the field. And even it comes down to a T, because if you have that type of situation, everybody runs off the field, but also allows the other unit to run on the field in a different way. You don't want people to be running off the field and they have to dodge you or do certain things. These are little small nuances that you have to think of because every second counts.
Yeah.
So with this situation, it's about being in a legal formation. Hey, if I'm the fullback or if I'm the tight end and I'm on the football and I look over and somebody else is on the football, let me get off the football.
And it's happening
It's happening so fast, right? So you have to understand these type of things because when it's time to win, you have to win.
Yeah.
It's not, man, my fault, bro. What in the hell is my fault or my bad gonna do when the game is on the line?
Add a number to the losing column.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Yeah.
So That's what makes situations like this, situational football, has to be executed at a high level. And the Cleveland Browns did an unbelievable job with shocking the sports world with beating the Green Bay Packers. All right, good. Here we go, take it down. Questionable call of the week. Let's see what we got.
So, everybody got their podcast now or in the media space, whether you're a current player or former player, but in the NBA, Patrick Beverley and Trae Young. All right, they go back to back against each other. Patrick Beverley starts it off, all right? So he criticized NBA stars for not playing or not taking the All-Star game seriously, saying they try harder in offseason with open runs. This was a tweet that he responded to. Beverley posted, because all-stars take the game for granted. Not one all-star on the court gives a good bump. Oh, that's a good run, back and forth. All right, and then Trae Young, a four-time all-star, responded on X and said, relax, okay? And from this situation got escalated. Patrick Beverley responds and claimed that Young hasn't won enough to even respond to him. All right, and say he made the playoff 9 times versus Trae's 3 times. Emphasized that the first 7 seasons were all playoff seasons in the Western Conference of his career, in which he also acknowledged that he wasn't the number 1 option on his team during those times. But he also claimed that he spoke with former Atlanta Hawks players who said Young wasn't a great leader and teammate. Stated, if you don't win, they're going to forget your name fast. That's what he said about Young, because they're not winning as much as they could be in Atlanta. Trae Young response came with a 12-minute video on YouTube and gave Beverley credit for his defensive accolades and playoff experience. Pointed out that they both made the conference finals, but it took Beverley 9 years, and it only took him 3 to get to the conference finals. As we wrap up, he also says, name the source. Put a name on it. If they said I wasn't a good teammate leader, tell me who said it. And he also said they're not the same. In 2022, Patrick Beverley celebrated a play-in game like he won the championship. He said, we're not even going to talk about how we celebrate play-in games. I win play-in games on the road and get ready for the playoffs. You stand on the tables and act like it's a championship, all right? And he said he was never scared of Patty Bev when they went toe-to-toe on the court. At the end, he said it's nothing but love, but he kept it real. So, Cam, the jarring back and forth against Pat Beverley and Trae Young, what do you make of it?
This what comes with 2 athletes having difference in opinions. A couple weeks ago, we had a hot take in regards to members of the media, athletes, and members of the media.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, form, I said, if you have a whole panel full of athletes, they're going to compare and contrast their best teams versus their best years, and it's not going to be good content because we'll never know.
They're just throwing mud.
This is a perfect example of what it will be like in sports talk, sports debate, sports media if it was all athletes speaking about athletic issues.
We checking credentials all day.
I mean, that's all it really comes down to.
What you want? How
Because
soon you want?
on one hand, Patrick Beverley has the right, so you can't say he can't talk about this. And then on the other hand, you got Trae Young, who also has the right. And it now comes down to a very petty conversation because now you're not even making points. You're now comparing your career indirectly to that person's career. And who really wins there? You see what I'm saying? I think when you start talking about comparables that fans want to know or real questions, let's keep the main thing the main thing. You know what I'm saying? And this is the most important thing. We have to respect people's difference in opinions. Just because I don't agree with you, Peggy, that don't mean like I should not be able to say, you know what, bro, what do you know? You ain't never played. Because that's not healthy. And now, knowing how much of a firecracker Pat Beverley is, I don't know if enough athletes can really respect that. Hey, dog, don't worry about it. Line it up when I see you. It's on site.
It's on site.
He's like, well, no.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Patrick.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Travis.
Come on,
Y'all, man, can we all get along here? You know what I'm saying? Because you're making some good points, Pat.
Yeah.
You making some good points, Trae. But, dog, the reality is we don't know why people don't go hard in All-Star games. Yeah. Maybe it's because it's in the middle of a season.
Well, Trae has some points in regards to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he was saying, Pat, you never even played. You never been an All-Star.
Yeah, but
and that's
now you.
That's when you shooting back.
Now you gutting them. You getting personal, and that's cool. Yeah. But who wins in that type of dynamic? Because a person may take that so personal that it's like, hold on, bro, but I can beat you though.
Yeah, exactly. But you thinking you wrong?
Yeah.
Like,
come
it's
on.
like, come on,
like,
bro.
Nah, that's the point that I'm
it's
trying
the
to
mud
make here. It's
throwing.
like, yo, let's make sports talk debate again.
Yeah.
And I said it then and I'll say it now. What's your point?
Yeah.
Leave out your resume. What's your point?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Make your point, and I have to be able to say, as the listener, to agree at worst, to be able to agree to disagree.
Facts.
Here we go, third down. Fan question of the week. Let's see what we got.
Supreme_White said, what QB you want to see step it up?
Tua Tagovailoa.
In what ways and how or why, really?
I just think he's the most defensive quarterback that we've seen this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you're talking about, every time we hear you talk, it's always defensive. It's like, oh, well, we know you have to play better. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't worry about your receivers. Don't worry about the play call. Just execute what the play call is. And I don't have an issue with him because I believe in Tua Tagovailoa's skill set. But there's times where the game gets tight and your decision-making now becomes at risk.
Yeah.
Your ability to protect the football now becomes at risk.
Yeah.
Now, your ability to get your playmakers the ball now becomes at risk. And I want to see him play better. It's like, yo, dog, you got quarterbacks that are performing better with less talent around them. And that's just facts. And this is not me hating. This is me really, like, I'm a fan of the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to say, like, yo, dang, boy, them boys look good. I want to watch in amazement, but also a competitive, in a competitive appreciation. It's like, golly, boy, he got something. Like I explained, he got a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. And boy, oh boy, it's a beautiful thing.
Push him to the limit.
He's doing less with more when other people are doing more with less. So, Tua Tagovailoa, bro, when you see this, it's not if, it's when you see this. Bro, I just want to see you play better, bro, because I know what you can do. I've seen you play this game at a high level, and you're not doing it now.
Yeah.
So now what? Here we go, next clip.
John Stotts, 85, said if he had to choose which is the greatest Super Bowl he ever watched. So what Super Bowl is the best Super Bowl you ever watched?
What was it? The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals when Santonio Holmes had the Tony toe tap in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
But before that play happened, Larry Fitzgerald had one of those moments that was like, oh my God.
That was a battle.
That was a fight.
Yeah.
That was a fight, man. And I just appreciated it watching that game live just to kind of see, like, yo, it's sad that somebody has to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But definitely a big fan of that game. I don't remember what Super Bowl it was, but it was one for the ages.
Yeah. Yo_real talk said, why are parents pushing their kids to sports more than practical careers? And I wouldn't say obviously this is a simple
I think sports has so many factors that can affect growth and development that a lot of people don't really acknowledge. What sports does is teaches you discipline.
Okay.
What sports does is teach you teamwork. What sports does is teach you commitment in regards to the field, right? What sports does is, have a lot of translatable factors that not only are good for sports, but also good with life.
Yeah.
So if, from a parent in me, if you're asking me, should I get my children into sports? I could care less if it's basketball, football, baseball, golf, tennis, pickleball, equestrian, swimming. It does not matter. But what you're not gonna do, son, is just stay up in my damn house. What you're not gonna do, sweetheart, is stay in my damn house and find your nose stuck to a blue screen.
Yeah, that's real.
We not doing that. Man, I love smelling my kids up on the arms. Like,
That's some hard work right there.
man, boy, you ain't musty. Boy, go outside.
Yeah.
Man, my mama used to be able to smell us from a mile away. Y'all go straight upstairs and go take a shower. Stinking behind. You smell that with these kids. Nah, you do that with these kids. It's like, boy, you don't smell like nothing.
Nothing.
What you doing? I got all this stuff around the house. I got all this space and land. Got a customized playground.
Yeah.
Got all types of trampolines. Got all types of doggone bikes, trikes, and motor vehicles.
Yeah.
Man, y'all better think outside the box. Y'all better figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kids ain't doing that. Now, they taking pride in being good at Fortnite.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Madden, NCAA, college football. Man, bro, that's cool. But that's on the calm down.
Yeah. That's when the sun going.
That's on a rainy day.
Yeah. Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
This right here, hey, you right there, this is my go-to snack, the wonderful pistachios. They call it the don't hold back snack for good reason.
These ain't your regular pistachios. I'm talking flavors like honey roasted, chili roasted, and jalapeno lime. And each serving has 6 grams of protein and 0 grams of regret.
You want a classic crack of the shell? Go with the end shell. Prefer no mess? Grab the no-show bag and you're good to go.
Whether we're in the studio, traveling, or just need something quick, this is always in the rotation.
So don't hold back. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more about this don't hold back snack. Sports is all about competition. Every snap, every possession, and every clutch moment. You gotta show up when it matters.
That same energy is exactly what 1v1 Me brings to gaming. Madden, NBA 2K, FC, Call of Duty. Real matchups, real stakes, every single day. And these aren't just random online lobbies. These are the best players in the scene. Pros, streamers, and rivals, all battling it out with playoffs and championships on the line. You can watch every game live, and every match has real refs, payouts are instant. In the chat, man, that chat go crazy. It's not just about winning, it's about bragging rights too. If you're a sports fan, gamer, or just someone that loves having a little extra on the line,
1v1 Me is where you need to be. Over $100 million have already been paid out on the app, and the community is only getting bigger. Download today and use code 4th. Your first stake on the app is risk-free. Tap in.
but it is time for the picks, and that's PrizePicks, and it's good to be right, all right? So PrizePicks is the easiest and most fun way to turn your sports knowledge into real cash, especially during football season. But it's not just football. You can make picks on any sport you watch, and PrizePicks has you covered. They're available in 45 states, including Texas and California. So here is how it works. You just download the PrizePicks app, pick 2 or more players, and choose whether they'll go more or less in their projected stats. Submit your lineup. It takes less than 60 seconds to play. All right, this app is easy, super easy to use, and I've been locked in lately, Boog. And the best part, PrizePicks is giving you $50 in lineups when you play your first $5. Just use code 4th and 1. That is 4th and 1. And you'll be locked all the way in. Okay, so week 4 picks is up last week. You went 1-1 and I went 1-1, tied up. All right, so Cam picks for this week. Baker Mayfield is projected to have 232.5 yards. Are you going more or less?
Oh! I had to think about this one, Peggy.
Okay.
And when you analyze a lot of stuff, one thing that you know, any person that goes against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. Jalen.
Thank you, Jalen. Bro, they're going to have a world of trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with less right here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going against the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's one of the matchups that, yes, do I think Baker needs to have a good game? Will he have a good game? Yes, but it's not contingent on throwing for more than 240 yards. I see Baker Mayfield having less yards, but being extremely effective and efficient, because that's the type of game he needs to play in order for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to have a chance. Now, we got Godwin. We have Mike Evans. We have all these guys that are right on the fence. Are they going to play? Mm-hmm. You got Mbuku. You got guys around him that he could get the ball to, but are they going to be available? A lot of those guys are banged up. You got Shepard. Yeah. So it's not to say that he's not going to be effective.
Yeah.
Being effective in this type of game does not require you to throw for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going with less.
All right. Next up, you have Joe Flacco. Throwing for 232.5 yards, more or less?
Well, old Joe Flacco.
Say it ain't so, Joe.
Trying to tell you, brother. Who do they play? Peggy, they play the Detroit Lions.
Yes, sir.
And boy, oh boy, they hot right now. Hence the shirt.
Okay.
Hence the jersey. I'm just trying to tell you, brother, it's going to be a long day.
Motown down.
Why you doggone playing them Detroit Lions?
Yeah.
And I don't see it. Because it's not that I don't think that Joe Flacco can be effective. I don't really believe in the skill set that's around Joe Flacco. So no matter if you put Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel or Shadur, it don't matter, bro. Because Jared Judy ain't enough. When you got Njoku, he ain't enough. When you start to analyze, okay, if you think that he gonna throw for 232.5 yards, who he gonna throw the ball to? And the Detroit Lions defense is stingy, and I mean stingy.
Yeah.
And they have this thing that they call ball control. So it's gonna be a lot of 3-and-outs, and there's gonna be a lot of missed opportunities, or not a lot of opportunities to have plays be made, because the Detroit Lions is gonna suffocate the Cleveland Browns. Right? Now, stay with me, Peg. If the Detroit Lions fall victim to just thinking that they're going to play the Cleveland Browns defense is the truth.
Okay.
So if they're able
T-Roo.
to stay on the field and produce with old boy J-Mo and Amon-Ra and Jameer and Montgomery and them.
They got a tandem now.
They have a tandem. They got a little bit more than a tandem, Peggy. That's what it really come down to. And I'm taking Detroit because they hot. Hot.
Sis.
Hot. I don't know if Joe Flacco going to be able to throw for that many yards. So I'm going with less.
Okay. So my picks is up. I have Saquon Barkley is projected to have 13.5 receiving yards against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For this, I am going more. And the reason behind that, I think Jalen Hurts will get himself started. They open up the playbook. Obviously, this last week, we've seen him throw the ball around more. But I think him starting and warm up to do that, it'll probably be some checkdowns to Saquon and get him out of the backfield. So I feel like he can get more than 13 receiving
I'll second
yards.
that pick. That's a good pick. And I can't control you what type of picks you do. Yeah. But what I will say is this. I think one thing that they did expose in the Los Angeles Rams is we have to be able to shut down Saquon Barkley and really suppress his ability to affect defenses.
Yeah.
So now it will make the Philadelphia Eagles really go into their bag, dig deep down in their bag to find ways of how can we get Saquon the ball.
Yeah.
And it has to be unconventional and conventional ways.
Yeah.
So that's either running the football or throwing the football. So I'm with you, brother.
Yeah. So for the 13.5, I have him going more. Jordan Love is projected to have 233.5 passing yards against the Dallas Cowboys. And I am, for this, going more.
Okay,
I'm just saying with the secondary in Dallas,
Yeah.
bro, Jordan, he might be getting a lot of love in the air this weekend, and I think he will go more than 233.5.
Good pick, Peggy. We done seen some quarterbacks torch, burn,
Okay.
and really expose the Dallas Cowboys. And
For
that's
sure.
not just a knock to the Dallas Cowboys secondary, because it also should be a knock on the inability of the Dallas Cowboys defense to get to the quarterback.
Exactly, yeah. You got to get your rushers right. But I do think, Jordan Love will show love to the receivers this week and will surpass 233.5 passing yards, that is.
Well, as they always say in PrizePicks,
What's up?
it's good to be right.
It is good to be
Go
right.
with your boys, Peggy. Go with your boys, Boogie, man. We like the money.
Yeah, the money.
We like the money, as Stephen A. say. You dig what I'm saying? So we're going to get you paid.
Yeah.
It's good to be right. PrizePicks.
Yep.
Easy to sign up, and make sure you're rocking with the kids and the picks from 4th and 1.
Yep, and that is our week 4 picks. Once again, make sure you use the promo code 4th and 1, and it is in the description in our link below.
Here we go. 4th down. Newton's Law. But Peggy, we got a special guest today.
We do have a special guest indeed, Cam, and our special guest is a legendary sports broadcaster, best known as the longtime host of the Dan Patrick Show, a former anchor of SportsCenter during ESPN's glory days, and with a career spanning over 4 decades, he has become the most trusted and influential voices in sports media. We welcome Dan Patrick to 4th and 1. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to kick it off with a measure of fun, but keeping it respectful.
Yeah.
If you was a peer of mine, I would have called you Dantavius Patrick. But the respect that I have for you is Uncle Dantavius Patrick. You see what I'm saying? How we doing today? You doing all right?
I'm ready for the cookout.
Hey! Hey, now listen.
Let's see what he's bringing now.
Now, coming to the cookout, especially a cultural cookout, empty-handed is a no-no. All right?
You won't give him by
What
that.
would you bring to the cookout, Uncle Dan? And what should we be expecting?
I would. See, that's tricky because I want to compliment whatever's going to be there. I don't want to offend anybody by bringing something. I think I would just bring some nice tequila.
Okay.
And I would bring I would bring a couple of nice cigars. I'd let the people who do the food, and those who do the drink. But if you want to have a cigar and some tequila, I think we're good to go.
Okay.
You got to know your place now.
So this is taking me to a place where I need to insert the cultural one-on-ones that should happen, all right? Because it's not that, you don't know. It's that you need to know.
Okay.
Okay, Uncle Dan, if you were coming to a cookout, first and foremost, you have to come with the willingness to understand, and we call it in sports, you got to identify the mic. All right. You got to find your safeties.
Yep.
All right. You got to see who's Big Mama. All right. Who's the person who's sensitive. Who's the uncle that you're supposed to know. And who's really trying to identify you is like, who is that?
Yeah, who you can to?
You see
Who
what I'm
invited
saying?
you?
You can never go wrong with bringing cups. Never go wrong with bringing ice.
Yes.
You never can go wrong with bringing a dessert.
But you got to break that down because when you say the cups in the plates and stuff. You gotta get the quality. Don't get the
don't
get the little small cups.
Don't get the
taste
kindergarten party cup.
Give me some solos.
Or don't
Hefty.
bring the doctor office mouthwash cups.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that.
Can't do that.
Okay.
Gotta bring
Then
some-
I'm trying to tell you, you can never go wrong with bringing some cigars. And, understanding like, man, I heard that somebody had, like, yeah. You feel me? This is a no-no, though.
What's up?
Don't ever go to an unknowing cookout and then you start judging because you don't know who you judging to. You could be judging the husband of the wife that cooked the peas or cooked the tough ribs.
The potato salad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these ain't good. If it ain't good,
Keep it to yourself. Come on now. Keep it to yourself, Uncle Dan.
Uncle Dan, I'm trying to keep.
I'm just gonna.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm walking in and I'm singing. I'm gonna be like Bobby Caldwell, and I'm gonna set the tone right away. I'm gonna set the
So
tone
you got
right
theme
away.
music. Huh? I see where you.
I'd like to have. I'd like to have maybe, and maybe we do that Soul Train, that dance line. And I'm not afraid to ride the pony.
OG, Peggy.
He got this.
This why he the OG. But nevertheless, not to prolong the time, I really want to get your thoughts on a lot of things, but I'm going to start with this. He's been a person that has probably been top 5 to top 10 storylines in the NFL, but he hasn't started a game yet. Shedeur Sanders is what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
If I'm the Cleveland Browns, seeing what is transpiring now, I would love to understand your thought process of just how they're managing Shedeur. Is it a realistic situation for him to play this year, or what should we expect from your eyes?
Well, from what I'm told, Dylan Gabriel has been better, has played better, and is more ready, whatever that means. But this is what I was told. I think if you can sit and watch Flacco and understand preparing for the game, and look, Shedeur is not an athletic quarterback where he's going to play a different game. Obviously, he's more athletic than Flacco. But I said when they drafted him, I thought that he'd start a game this year. And hopefully he does, just to get that opportunity. I think what surprised me is when he manipulated the draft and told the Ravens not to draft him. That, to me, you're going to be in a first-class organization. You're going to learn from a lot of different people there. And I thought that might have been a better avenue. Instead of being in an organization that is not good at developing quarterbacks, ownership hasn't been good, team hasn't been good, you get bad habits. And I think being in a good organization and understanding top to bottom would have been more important. But I think he'll get a chance. I just don't know if you get a chance for a bad team, then people say, yep, see, told you he couldn't play.
Yeah.
Right. Well, see, with that, hearing that he did not want to go to the Baltimore Ravens was a definite head scratcher. But when you have certain other details about that situation come out, when he does have the utmost respect for Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens were not the only team that was denied in that specific metrics, because from a player, or never mind the player, but from a competitor, you go into the draft with the idea that you want to go play, right? Everybody has this burning desire. I have on a Barry Sanders jersey because of the dominance of the Detroit Lions in Monday night's showcase. But this jersey showcases a name on the back, right? That's why every single player that's the dream, that's the expectation. Well, when you hear why Shedeur denied Baltimore, when you hear why Shedeur didn't want to go to Philadelphia, now leaving the thought to say, hey, Cleveland was my way to play sooner rather than later. Yes. Right. Do their management have questions? Yes. Does their, talent around them have enough questions? Yes. But that still doesn't deny the fact, as a man, to say, I still yet want to have an opportunity to definitely play. But this is the thing, too, that I would want to hear your perspective on, Mr. Dan, is this. Would the Cleveland Browns would have been wrong for cutting Shedeur Sanders?
Well, it depends on how many quarterbacks you were going to keep. But once, you had a quarterback room with 3, then, yeah, I think they would have been wrong to cut him. I don't know if there was enough sample size. We did see him play well, and then we saw him play poorly. And he's probably somewhere in between. He's like all other college quarterbacks. They try to be the college quarterback in the pros, and you can't do it. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the one thing I saw with Shedeur. You can't escape. You got to get the ball out. You got to live to see another play, like all of these things. And it's not just him. Cam Ward's going through this now. Yeah. Jackson Dart's going to go through this. You think you have more time and you don't. And I think Dylan Gabriel, from what I was told, was better at doing that early in his career there with the Browns. But I hope Shedeur gets an opportunity. I voted him 3rd in the Heisman. I had that much respect for what I saw with him. He took a lot of punishment, some of it brought on by himself. But from what I've been told by all accounts, he's handled himself quite well in Cleveland by learning, by listening, and not trying to play the "don't you know who I am" card.
Yeah. Well, just even to that, and Deion just came out recently and said it's hard to gain experience from the bench, right? And I know you said that Baltimore would have been a better spot for Cleveland, but we all know that Lamar Jackson is there. And so even with that, I know you said that Cleveland doesn't really build a quarterback, but the experience factor, how much do you think that really would weigh in versus Shedeur sitting for X amount of years if he would have went to Baltimore or Philadelphia?
Well, Flacco is not going to be there next year, I wouldn't think. But they have 2 first-round picks in what is supposed to be a quarterback-heavy draft. I don't even know if he's going to get an opportunity with Cleveland. But I think being in an organization, to understand an organization top to bottom, to learn how to be a pro, and watch whether it was Jalen Hurts or it was going to be Lamar Jackson. I think it's really important. I tell people when we watch a football game on TV, it looks really easy. Like these quarterbacks, those guys are wide open. But it's not. I said, if you ever stood on the sidelines of an NFL game, number one, you would never play the game.
That's true. Or
you wouldn't want your kid to play the game. And you also realize just how fast those guys are. It is so quick. And that's the one thing I think, the speed of the game they talk about. And every great quarterback talks about the game slows down. I slow the game down. Montana talked about that. It took me a little while, but when you know where to go, when to get the ball out, who you can trust, then everything slows down. Shedeur might not get that opportunity with Cleveland. I just don't want him to get in a situation where he gets sacked 3 times and throws 2 interceptions and people say, I told you he couldn't play. I think he can play, but I do think I think he has to wait a little bit. I wouldn't want to put him in now, but that doesn't mean he won't be playing by the end of the year.
Yeah, well, wanting that person to play and having an opportunity, a realistic opportunity is 2 different things. I want to shift gears real quick. Are you buying into the Daniel Jones, or as they call it, Indiana Jones hype?
Yeah, I thought that they were going to be a playoff team and he would be a Pro Bowl quarterback this year.
You
said that at the beginning of the year.
Before the season?
Yes. That's a good team. That's a good team. Okay, they were on the cusp of making the playoffs. They play in a bad division, and he's out of New York. He had a pit stop in Minnesota, and now maybe in being in Indianapolis, that he would have he can be talented. Okay, he tries to do too much, and has fumbles, fumble issues, those kind of things. And I think you got Jonathan Taylor, who might be the least talked about best player in the game. And you got receivers, and it felt like an easier way of life for him. In New York, it was everything under a microscope. But I said I thought they were going to be a playoff team this year, and I still feel that way because they do have weapons. They almost made the playoffs last year, and that division isn't very good.
Yeah. And you said, like, even while you were speaking, you were talking about he got out of New York. And I wanted to highlight that some. It's like, how much does the New York media play an effect on the players, I guess what you would say was playing, because the lights are brighter. They're hotter in New York. And we also see in New York it's hard for quarterbacks develop from these past few years. Now you have Russell Wilson there. Daniel Jones was there. He's balling out this year. But talk about what's going on in New York and how hard is it to play for an organization like that, especially with so much hard media scrutiny?
You got to be wired for it. Yeah. You just have to be ready for it, because I think it can be overwhelming, the expectation level. The Giants are still looking for their next Eli Manning. The Jets are still looking for their next Joe Namath. I mean, those are tough acts to follow. Both are Hall of Famers, and the Jets haven't had anything for a long, long time. The Giants had 2 seasons with Eli. Other than that, they didn't have any playoff runs. It's so important to have winners in New York. The Knicks have been trying and trying and trying. And they're trying to live up to a team that won a championship in 1973. It's just, the light is burning. There's no other city like it. There's no other market like it. They want results. The bottom line, we want a winner. The Mets better make the playoffs. Your owner is one of the richest guys in the world. Billionaires buy everything, and they try to buy a championship. The Yankees with George Steinbrenner and everything that, George, he was firing people all the time. So there is a bottom line mentality that is, you won't find it any other place in America.
Man, listen, as we're having this conversation, I don't think that a lot of people can appreciate your understanding of the sport through your lens and how much you've covered and the type of sports that you've covered over time, right? You've been in this game long enough, which makes you, quote unquote, the OG, but more or less, what would be a golden era time in sports that, looking back in your career or looking back in just sports as a whole, people may have forgot, during this time you had these athletes, these boxing matches, these, whatever it may be. Could you please, kind of highlight those times, and what era of sports would you consider the golden age of the sports era?
I don't know if I'd have a golden age. I know that I was in New York in the 80s. So you had the Giants winning a Super Bowl. You had the Mets winning. I covered a lot of boxing. I was there at Sugar Ray Leonard's first retirement. I think he had 7 of them. But Roberto Duran, Vito Anafirmo, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I got to cover Tyson fights. I interviewed Mike when he was 21 years of age. To go to those fights, to be around Ali when Ali first, when they found out he had Parkinson's, and I covered the story. Just that being in New York in the 80s was pretty remarkable, because there was something, the Big East. I mean, the best basketball conference in history. Yeah. And you got Big John there, and you had Louis Carnesecca, Syracuse. I mean, everybody, Providence, everybody, Villanova. There was just something. There was something going on at all times. So for me, that's where I grew up. I've been doing this 43 years now, and that's where I grew up. That's where I got my balls, where I go, okay, I can go into a locker room. I can get yelled at by Bill Parcells. I can get yelled at by George Steinbrenner. Lawrence Taylor can threaten me. It didn't matter. It's like, this is part of the game. I got to have some scars. Got to have some scars. It's okay.
Go ahead.
I really wanted to chime in on, obviously, the Manning last name. I know we talked about, Eli.
By the way, I do have my Barry Sanders jersey here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, hold on. Let me go get my Barry Sanders.
That's a classic.
Oh, my God. I mean, this going to really get him at the cookout.
Just go.
You see what I'm saying? Now that's a flex.
Yeah.
Now that's a flex. Say less.
There's no Mitchell and Ness. That's the real deal.
Some could only imagine, Uncle Dan.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
Not bad. Especially
I got the one that says B. Sanders on it. B. Sanders.
You know.
I don't know why. There was no other Sanders, I don't think, to worry about there, but that's my signed Barry Sanders jersey.
Did you collect a lot of jerseys over the years?
If you could, yes. So I have Favre, Marino, Goff, Reggie Miller, Gretzky, Adam Sandler from the Waterboy, Tom Brady, Buccaneers. I got Durant, Steve Nash, Kobe. I collect a lot of. I never threw anything away. I even have a can. Oh, hold on here.
He really, bro. Listen, this gives him a critique badge.
Bro, what?
If he's at the cookout, if he pulls out.
Hey,
you can judge the potato salad with
there
that
you
one.
go.
Not the mac and cheese. Not the potato salad with that.
Potato
type
salad
of,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Uncle Dan.
Yeah, come on, Dantavius. Yes,
There
sir.
you go.
Hey, listen.
Dantavius Caldwell Patrick.
Listen. Hey, check this out, though.
Look at that.
Listen,
Yeah?
I always love to kind of peel back the layers and dive into what you deem is noteworthy for you to respect a player.
Yeah.
You've seen players in so many different elements, from the locker room, the semantics of just being a beat writer, obviously legendary performances. No matter what it is, how does Dan Patrick get awarded the respect from a player that you kind of judge and critique him on, or she?
You always have an opportunity to come on my show. If you feel like I said something, you can come on. If I treated you unfairly and you want to talk privately, I would make myself available. Anytime, I try to go into as many locker rooms as possible because I want to be fair to the player. Because it's easy to hit and run or hide. And if I said something and I meant it, then I would show up. I had to back up my words. And I think players respect that, okay, you're willing to say that and stand up, in front of those or behind those words. And I always want players to do the same. I've been able to cover so many sporting events, but the guy who talks after a loss, that's where the respect comes in, because Bill Buckner had the ball go through his legs in the 86 World Series, and they would have won the World Series. If he catches the ball, they win the World Series. Well, I go in the locker room, and who is sitting there and sat there for every question but Bill Buckner did? Mitch Williams gave up a home run to Joe Carter when Toronto won the World Series. Well, who answered every question after that? They lost the World Series on his pitch. Mitch Williams was there to answer every question. It's not easy, but I love that you win, you lose. I mean, that's what it is. And if you can at least be there to explain or talk about, I have great admiration for it. Not everybody's built that way. It doesn't happen very often. But when somebody does that, you have my respect forever. And those are just a couple of guys who I have great respect for.
Has it gotten to a point that players see that you're just doing your job as you critique them, or do they continuously take it personal? Like, have you seen a change in that?
Steve Smith Sr. was on the show recently, and he said something about he was in his feelings because I criticized him over something that he had said on NFL Network. And I'm like, all right, it's just part of the game. I mean, this is what I do. I don't have any bias towards anybody. It's just like, if I see it, then I say, I don't go out of my way. I don't do hot takes. I don't go out of my way to criticize somebody. I didn't play at a high level, but I played baseball and basketball. So I do understand. We fail all the time, but I just want to be, I have to be observant, and I have to be fair. I'm not afraid of calling somebody to ask about something if I didn't understand it, or maybe somebody had a bad game, or maybe somebody threw an interception and I didn't understand it. Because it's real easy to sit here with a clicker and go, that guy's garbage. That guy's, he's done. I'm like, you got to be fair. You got to be fair. And there are times when maybe I haven't been, and I've been called on it, but I will answer the phone. If you want to yell at me, fine. But let me come back, because I might have something to say as well. But that's what sports is. It's give and take. And, it doesn't have, the athlete doesn't have to be the opponent. It just, we're both doing our jobs. Hopefully we're both professional in how we do our jobs, but that's the approach. I wanted to have a long shelf life. And that's why I didn't want to be gimmicky. I don't want to do hot takes. I just wanted to, I love sports too much that I want to see the good of a sport. I'm not sitting there going, boy, I love it when the Cowboys lose. If the Cowboys win, it's great. If the Cowboys lose, it's great. Duke basketball, Notre Dame football. If you win, great. If you don't, it's still, good content. And I'm in the content business.
Yeah, you and me both. I'll take it here. Recently, within the last month, we've heard a legendary actor respond in a way that said, just do something. A lot of these people sit behind their mics and get fat. Like, what do you do, right? From a person who did not play professional sports, and you hear a guy like Denzel Washington make a statement like that, what would your response, or how do you feel, and do you take that response personal?
Oh, no, I didn't. It's his opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, you're only bothered, if he was talking about me and saying, you know what, you sit there on your high horse and, what do you know? I don't like when an athlete says, well, you never played. Because if I said to an athlete who's never been in TV, hey, you don't know how to do TV. Like, how dare you do TV? You can't do TV the way I mean, that's not fair. It's silly. But just because I didn't play the game doesn't mean I can't understand the game. Doesn't mean I can't ask somebody about the game, because knowledge is so powerful. And if Denzel feels like, and he might have been tweaking first take, he might have been, like you guys just sit there and, spout off things. And I've had conversations with Denzel, but it was about basketball and acting. But right. If he said something, I would say, come on the show and I'll talk to you about it. I've been in 22 Adam Sandler movies. It's not like he's saying to me, hey, what are you doing? You can't act. I mean, people get an opportunity to do this, and if they can do it well, they stay. This is supply and demand. They either want to listen to you or they don't. There's no in between. And that's where you go, okay. And then people move on. They let you know. But if Denzel felt that way, good. I'm glad that he gets fired up about it.
Yeah. Well, even to that point, like as you're talking, that's an ongoing debate. And I'll admit this. I've never had so much affinity and respect to journalists now than I've ever had. Being a member of the media, you start to say like, yo, I remember the first time when we talked, I was like, bro, we got off that phone or we got off the Zoom, and I told, Peggy, I'm like, bro, he's such a he asked some of the most simple, piercing questions. And it was, but why though? Yeah. Why don't you think that you're a starting quarterback in this league? And I'm like, did he really just ask me that? Yeah. But it was the tone, it was the voice inflection. It was so many different things that I knew I need to learn that, right? And that's going to make me a better person for TV, for content, just for being a better parent, for Christ's sake, right? Yeah. When you're hearing this constant controversy of athlete versus journalist and athlete, what should we talk about that we're not talking about, right? I mean, we've seen multiple examples, and I'm not going to get in specifics, but for every athlete, we always have that ace of spade or that joker card that's just say, hey, you know what, Dontavius, what did you do? And then Dontavius can point back at me and was like, Cam, respectfully, you're only getting views because of your resume. That doesn't mean you're good, right? So when you hear this debate about journalist, athlete, journalist, what's the thought?
I hope that the opinions are well-based, well-researched. Because you can just say, man, you threw so many interceptions by being, careless or what. Like, that's not fair to you to throw a blanket over you. If I said, hey, I spoke to somebody who played against you and they said this was the book on you. Okay, at least I've been fair to you in coming up with an opinion on something. Mm-hmm. Instead of just saying, man, I'm watching this and, he can't throw. He's not consistent in the pocket or whatever the criticism might be. Oh, he loves to run it too much. I have to be fair in that. And then I hope that the athlete continues to call out members of the media for us to do our homework. Because I think there's less journalism going on now. I mean, we're making a big deal about Pablo Torre and the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. Well, that used to be what our business was. It was journalism. It was reporting. It was trying to find out what was going on. And I think there's less and less of that because I think there's more and more just let me throw out a hot take. Yeah. And I don't think that's fair to the people who are doing this and doing this in a very high wire act.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick, Peg, because the ongoing statement is, don't get too personal, right? And I want everybody to understand, anytime you're using that individual as an example, that's the person getting personal with the athlete, right? Well, Cam, you never went to the playoffs. Well, Cam, you never won a Super Bowl. That's almost like a backhanded compliment, or that's a very hide your hand moment, but you're getting personal. So therefore, that triggers any athlete to say, well, what did you do? The point that I made a couple weeks ago in regards to this topic is we all, as humans, want this, and it still bleeds over and stays true to athletes and journalism. We all want to be respected. When you take a thought and say, hey, well, you didn't do this, or your career was very mid or like minimum to the greats. Do you consider yourself great? Well, that's going to trigger a response from a person to say, like, what gives you the right to say that? Yeah, I didn't do these things, but I got to the NFL, right? And when you get into that trigger back and forth banter, it comes off as disrespectful, and it's extremely personal in a way that's indirect, and I don't think a lot of people understand what they do, but in any circumstance, those type of interactions will never end up healthy. And I don't think a lot of people understand what they do in that, because for the longest, and still to this day, it's when Cam talks about athletes, well, what did Cam Newton do? Why does Cam Newton dress the way he dressed? Why does he have on this crazy top hat, right? Who does he think he is to be able to label quarterbacks in a way that gives him the right? Well, they don't say that about Dan Patrick. They don't say that about Skip Bayless. They don't say that about Colin Cowherd. They don't even say that about Stephen A. Smith. But you will receive his critique. And I think for athletes, as we're becoming members of the media, it is incredibly important for fans and members of the media to start to think about, to say, okay, well, instead of saying, hey, Cam, you never won a Super Bowl, that pretense right there automatically triggers something. Instead of that, it's like, hey, your experience at the Super Bowl, what could you have done differently that you didn't do? leaning into the respectful way rather than saying you never had one of these, so you're bitter, you're mad, and I think that narrative is not something that should be given or needs more highlight on that whole regard. So,
well, it really depends on how you frame it, because I can be critical of you but be respectful of you. And I think that's, and sometimes that's the tightrope that we walk, because once again, I go back to, you guys do something that I can't do, but it doesn't mean I can't appreciate it. It doesn't mean I can't be critical of it, but I also have to be respectful of you. And I think sometimes that's lost on us, because how many times do you have somebody say something and then they don't realize that you heard it or somebody you know heard it, and then it gets back to you, and by the time it gets back to you, after your buddy tells you, and then your buddy tells your other buddy, and then you're like, what the hell is he? Let me at him. And I think trying to frame it in a respectful way takes more time, takes more effort, but I think it allows you to have a conversation with that athlete. I don't want to interrogate you. I want to have a conversation with you. And if we can go back and forth, and we can talk about that Super Bowl, and when did you know you were in trouble? Like, I'm gonna start, picking away a little bit, peeling the onion back, the layers, but I'm not going to do it in a, direct, disrespectful way.
Yeah. I
want answers. They may not be comfortable answers for you, but I think that you can respect me asking in a way that I'm curious, and any great interviewer is curious. And I am really curious with everybody. And I think if you have that, then I hope that my track record's pretty good after 4 decades. Yeah. So my approach is the way I came in is the way I'm going out.
Yeah. And as we talk about, curiosity in journalism, a great journalist can answer the questions of the whys and the whats, right? And it's similar like a detective. And just from your 43 years of experience, like, could you share with us like a story of how far you went to actually get the quote unquote story or answer the what and why in a situation?
Lawrence Taylor had been suspended for cocaine use. And I was there and I was trying to cover this story. And Lawrence Taylor was at the Giants facility. He met with all the print writers. So he didn't meet with anybody from TV. And I was working at CNN at the time. And he came out and he had this dark blue Porsche. And and I had my camera there. And I said, Lawrence, can you read that statement on camera? And he didn't say anything. And then he walked a little bit and I walked up. I said, Lawrence, Dan Patrick, CNN, can you read that on camera for me, please? Because he did that for the print media. And I thought, okay. And then he said, get the real story. And I said, I already talked to your agent, which I did. I had called his agent prior to this saying I'm going to be there. And then Lawrence continued to walk. And I said, Lawrence. And then he turned. He had these dark sunglasses. I could see the whites of his eyes through those sunglasses. And I said to my cameraman, Ricky, Ricky, roll on it if he hits me. And I asked him one more time, and he kept walking, got in his car and peeled out. And I was like, oh my God. But I had to I was trying to get the story. I wasn't being disrespectful. I asked his agent. He had already done this for the print media. And I thought, gosh. Whew. And that's one of those where your heart's racing. But I did the right thing. I did it in the right way. I didn't get my story.
No. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that was intrusive?
No.
Okay.
He already read a statement to the print media. Why is that intrusive? If you're not reading, you're reading something for them, why can't you read something for TV? Yeah. To me, there was, it wasn't like he was being suspended. Here's the best defensive player in the game, and he's being suspended. It was a big story. And all I wanted was him to read the statement that he gave to the print media. Nothing more.
I think oftentimes this is extremely important in any story, right? Perspective. Being in the public eye, having public ridicule, there's things that a person may say, man, I'll never do that. Or why did he say that? Or what was the story behind certain things? From the athlete's perspective, you could always say, Cam, I heard you say this. What's your thought process on that? Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of people know what they're actually doing from asking for a picture at the worst opportune time, or to just be able to say like, hey, can we talk about certain things that it may be too sensitive for a person to kind of delve into properly, right? So that's why I asked the question of, do you think that it was intrusive? You were giving or painting the picture of him walking to his car. I know how that feels from the athlete. Once I say, okay, any more questions? Boom, it's over with. I'm in a different phase of Cam, and I don't want to go back. I don't want to talk. I don't want to, give you what you need because you weren't there when I was giving what you needed, right? And is that
I wasn't allowed? I wasn't allowed in that room.
Right.
It was only print. I was not allowed to have a camera in there, and that's why I was saying I'm trying to do my job. If you let me in that room, I'm not asking you this on the way to your car. And you're right. A lot of times I'll have athletes on or coaches on or managers on because I want them to tell me why they said something.
Yeah.
I want to put it in context. How many times does somebody say, oh, you're taking it out of context? Yeah. Put it in context. I'm all for that. Let me understand exactly what you mean by this. But I mean, I'm not one of those gotcha journalists or reporters or TMZ, or I don't do any of that. But that was a huge story. And if LT had just said, hey, I'll do it to one camera, you guys can share the video, fine. But he didn't do that. Therefore, I thought I have to at least get this story, or at least try to.
Well, there's certain things that you have to think about too, Uncle Dontavius. It wasn't the best story to be told if a person is being suspended for cocaine. I mean, we can't even use that on YouTube, let alone, in the climate of what New York media is. But that brings up a fair point. Have you ever had an Ahmad Rashad MJ relationship with an athlete that you felt like, hey, no, that Cam didn't say that. Matter of fact, hey, Cam, or blase blah, like, take me through, what really happened, and you had that journalist-athlete relationship that we've seen oftentimes in sports.
Yeah, it's a great point. I was friends with Mark McGwire, and so I interviewed him a few times for SportsCenter. I became friends with him. And all of a sudden, the home run chase with Sammy Sosa, and then all of a sudden we got steroids. And now I had to make a conscious decision to do my job. And this hurt my relationship with Jason Giambi as well, because I was friends with him. And then there were, PEDs, there were steroids. And I think both thought, wait a minute, we're friends. I made the mistake of having a friendship with them. In retrospect, I think I got caught up in, oh, hey, that's Mark. He's my friend, or Jason Giambi. And I learned a really valuable lesson. And I've learned that you have to have some separation there. If you're going to do your job, you have to have separation. Now, have I gotten more information? Have I gotten more access because of that? And I did with athletes. But I just wanted to be careful, because there are a lot of times when you get behind the velvet rope and you don't like what you're seeing or hearing. And then you're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
No.
So covering the Giambi and the McGwire, you would not report that, given the same circumstance, would you report it again?
I would continue to report it, or I wouldn't be friends with them.
Okay. So
I
you
wouldn't
add just more
socialize with
separation
them.
between you all. But
Yeah, I wouldn't socialize.
But even that's what I'm saying. Like, when is the story more important than the person? Like, in what situation, if ever, that it's like, I have to report this story? Like, I know the person, but this story has to come out. So, like, how do you balance that? Like, when does the story become more important than the person?
Always. That's my job. That's my job. If it's legitimate that what you're covering, I don't give you gossip that, hey, I'm hearing, or I saw him with her, and I couldn't care less. But if I'm doing my job, then I have to do that. That's what I signed up for. I do this. The friendship came because of what I do for a living, and I just have to be careful with that. And look, I understand when I was doing SportsCenter, I mean, we were stars. It's mid-90s. I'm interviewing Michael Jordan after every game in the NBA final. I mean, I'm doing okay. And you get caught up in it. And all of a sudden you're more important than what you think. And then, hey, Jerry Seinfeld's coming up to say hello. And then you have this guy coming up and that guy, and you're like, I think I'm a big deal. And then you get out, you start to color outside the lines, and then you go, what am I doing? Okay? This all goes away one day. Do your damn job. Yeah. And I got caught up in it for a couple of years. But my wife always kind of, gets me back into reality. She's always great. Always says the right thing. And she helped me with that. She said, don't forget who you are instead of, who you want to be. Like, that I want to be more. Sandler's putting me in movies. I'm in music videos with Hootie and the Blowfish. And all of a sudden, you're living like a star. Yeah. And I wasn't getting paid like a star, we'll say that. But I was treated that way. Yeah. But I still have a job to do. And I want to be respectful to people. But what you do in your private life, personal life, I couldn't care less, because that's where you have to draw the line.
Man, I'm actually, and that's gospel to my heart in some ways, because I'm in that phase right now where I just met with my team, right? And first and foremost, what we've been able to create and to give fans with not creating different storylines, but just changing how we look about certain storylines. That's addictive. That's what journalists do. It's the journalistic touchdown, so to speak, that you can be like, man, boom, hey, everybody's liking it. Everybody's enjoying this. Everybody is enjoying the content. But that comes with a price. I've had so many conversations with individuals that say, hey, Cam, I didn't appreciate what you said. Hey, Cam, the weight of your voice is so strong and so impactful that what you said is in some ways true, but it affects my business. It affects how people look at me. And, me getting into this space of media was, number one, pushed and led by one word: accountability. And I tell it through my eyes and how I view it. And that's my opinion. That doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it wrong. That just gives a different perspective to the viewer. And it has cost me relationships. It has made the person look at me like, no, I don't want to talk to him. He the ops. Or I don't want to talk to Dan, but Dan's going to do certain things that's only conducive to, the Dan Patrick show, right? But am I doing my job? Did I do the job? Did I give the viewer a perspective that they normally would not have had? That's the only thing that I care about. I do also care about relationships. And that's where the lines can get blurred, because you have an affinity to a person, you become a fan of the person, but that doesn't negate the facts of the story that you have to tell.
But, okay, you have to decide what your job is.
Yeah.
Who do you want to be? What do you want to be? And then if you decide on that, now, because a lot of people don't know who they are or what they want to be. If you go, hey, this is who I am, and never cheat on doing homework, always tell somebody something that they didn't see, they didn't hear. Let us in on secrets there. And yes, if you're criticizing or you're critical, you're going to have people who are going to be a little upset, as you would be if somebody was doing that to you. But if you do it in a professional way and you let people know, this is my opinion on Russell Wilson, then give your opinion. Because if Russ is honest, he'll probably say, yep, you were right. Some of those throws, those jump ball throws to Malik Neighbors are bad. But I love that you reached out and said, I want to be great. Now that's impressed me. You wanted to learn, and you still have to learn how to interview. You have to learn to be brief. This is not a 7-step drop. This is get it and get it out. It's Brady 2 seconds and get the ball out. Get that question and then let somebody talk to you. And that to me will help you with your interviewing. Get to the point. Let that person talk, because I had to decide. People say, oh, you ask great questions. And I said, well, how are the answers? And really, that's all this is about, is your answers. And are you listening to someone's answer? Because 80% of the time, my next question has to do with what you just said. And if you do that, now you have a conversation. Now you're not interrogating or interviewing. You're just talking. And when I had you on that first time, you were giving, and all I was trying to do was just talk to you. And all of a sudden, I'm slicing and dicing, and I got Cam on the run, and I'm like, I loved that you didn't realize what you were giving until I think you were done. And you're like, damn, what just happened? And I had great respect for. Is that the feeling you had?
No, it wasn't. But no, I have so much admiration to greatness, and I think oftentimes we only compare greatness with tangible things, right? But
you didn't think that you were sharing, and then I'm just asking brief questions, and I'm getting you to talk, because it felt like you were trying to understand. Oh, okay, yeah, because my goal was just to. I wanted to be brief, but I wanted to keep, kind of pecking away and going, all right, got something there, change directions, come back, all of those, having a game plan. And that's what I wanted you to understand every time, every interview, every single one. What's the game plan?
Man,
what do you want? What do you got?
But that right there showed me that there's levels. And when people have strategy, it's not asking the question of, it's not what question you're asking, it's how you're asking that question.
Yes.
Have you earned the right to ask that question? I would say there's not a question that's off limits if you preface it the right way. If I were to ask you a question that's so personal that you may deem as disrespectful, and you say, hey, and I'm just using this as an example. Hey, Mr. Dan, you just filed for divorce. What's the deal with that? That's disrespectful. But if our relationship is in a situation where, like, hey, first off, I would ask, can I ask this question? And two, to say, hey, I'm dealing with similar things, so we can almost trauma bond a little bit, but what's your perspective on what you went through, right? Those type of techniques and tactics are what people miss oftentimes in media, right? And it's not what's being asked, it's how it's being asked and the strategy behind it. And you've definitely taught me that. And I'm constantly learning and always, amazed by your ability to, you just said it, ask the question and get out the way, right? Because
open-ended question. I want to know, I want you to tell me how, why, where, when, who. I don't want to have a statement where you can just go, or a question where you go, yes or no. Correct. I want you talking. And when I got you talking, I asked this question to Steve Young yesterday. And I said, what do you hear when you step up in the pocket? And he looked at me and he's like, God, I don't know. Well, I used to hear Reggie White yelling at me, and I would tell him, Reggie, stop yelling at me. But he said, you don't hear anything in the pocket. And then he kind of stopped and he goes, I never been asked that question before. And once again, we want to get as close to the action. Like, how did that feel? Or, I talked to Jim Harbaugh about that throw that Justin Herbert had, going left, throwing back right, touchdown. That's, a crazy play. And I'm asking Jim, what was he thinking watching that? And you can't help but go, I thought it was a bad throw, but it turned out to be one of the incredible throws. Like, all you want to do is let me get a question, let me get you talking, and now I get to follow up with you. And that's the fun part of it. It's a chess game. That's what this is. And you have to view it that way. If I ask this, where's that leading? I kind of know what your answers are. I just have to piece it all together. It's a Rubik's Cube of how's it going to start out and how's it going to end. And if you have that approach and you have the time to ask the questions, that's the fun part. Every interview you do, Cam, every single interview, you should say to yourself, what are people going to remember? And if there's nothing that stood out, then you didn't do your job. Every single interview, you should say, what about that? Do you think people care about that? I didn't know that. That's the approach I have every single interview that I have.
Yeah. So before you get out of here, Uncle Dantavius, I'm sorry. I will ask you this. Who won in the trade, or has that been displayed yet? The Packers or the Cowboys?
Well, I deal in the now because, when you got draft picks and, that's future and that's potential and that I look at the now. Green Bay's ready to win now. They won the trade because they got Micah Parsons. Dallas maybe wins in 3 years, maybe. But the now, Green Bay won easily, handily, because they got one of the 5 disruptors in the game. And he helps you with a defense that was already good, a team that was already good at sacking, and they now are a legitimate chance to win the Super Bowl, where Dallas is probably going to be one of the 5 worst teams in the NFL this year.
No, BS. No.
Wait, you're not on First Take where you have to talk about the Cowboys here, Cam.
No. And I had to check myself. I've never been a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a fan.
Well, that doesn't mean you don't talk about the Dallas Cowboys. You guys have to talk about the Cowboys on First Take every day.
Why is that, though?
Because they're a popular team.
They moved the needle.
Well,
but okay, has any team gotten no team comes close to getting more attention for doing less than the Dallas Cowboys.
That is
right.
Is that a strategy, or is that by any merit?
No, that's a strategy by ESPN because you look at the analytics. They play the hits. That's all they're doing. You can work. When I was there, I did the same thing. How do we work LeBron in the show? How do we work the Cowboys in the show? It's the same things that you're looking to play the hits. I get it. Thank God I don't have a boss that makes me do that because I couldn't do it.
So what do you look for now, though?
Whatever I'm interested in. I did 10 minutes, 12 minutes on the 31st anniversary of Shawshank Redemption today.
Do you remember that movie, Peg?
Not piece by piece. I know I've heard of the movie.
Oh my God! It's one of the great movies of all time. You got Red and Andy Dufresne.
It's a little, but different.
Wait, you don't like Shawshank Redemption?
It's just a depiction of the black person. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You still want to come to the cookout?
I'm not.
There's a cookout.
I'm not walking.
Now we try to help you, Uncle Dan.
I'm not going to be judging. I'm not judging any macaroni salad. I'm not walking in and going, "Hey, how about that Shawshank Redemption?"
No, that'll get you.
That'll get you on the way out. Hey, drop them cups, Uncle Dan. Come on.
Yeah, drop
them cups.
Yeah, we're gonna whoop you out them cigars too.
Wait, I got the big cups. I'm bringing the big cups. Come on. Okay, all right. So I spent 12 minutes on Shawshank Redemption and how that's in some parts of the country it's a great movie, but not to everybody. Not everybody likes Shawshank. That's for sure.
You might get shanked.
Hey, last question, Peg. What you got, bro?
Man, I wanted to really jump
I
in.
just got shanked. Didn't I just get shanked there?
No, he did. That's what people going to take away from it, fortunately and unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Damn.
a good thing. So I can answer your question. What are people going to take away? It's, if I didn't know Shawshank Redemption, now I'm going to be intrigued to see what Cam was talking about. Like,
correct.
Oh, okay. And is that some truth to it? And we go from there. But I want to be respectful of your time. Obviously, Peggy has a question, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, okay.
Don't want to keep you too long. I know earlier Cam was discussing how media would crucify, obviously, players. But being on the opposite side now, Cam, and then obviously Dan, they are in this day and age of media too. Like obviously, media personalities are crucified and criticized as well. And it's starting to seem like it's a certain level of weight. But what type of weight does a media personality really carry within the criticism? Because I know players play bad, they get crucified. You make a strong take, you get crucified. But it's a certain level that when you walk in the rooms, I don't like what he said. I don't know if I can speak freely around this person. But is it certain tangible things that we don't even think about in the world that being a media personality that you have to deal with day in and day out?
Well, I think you got to be careful of people on social media. I'm not on social media, but as long as people are respectful and people don't say things or threaten, you put your big boy pants on. I get to go to this job.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I get to. And why not have fun with it, celebrate it? There are times when, you got to be a little more critical, but for the most part, I want to talk about the positives. I'm trying to look at what is good and fun and different, exciting. This guy, keep an eye on this guy. That team, that's the approach that I have. I don't go, not enough negative stuff. Shit, we gotta get some stuff in here. That's not what I do. I grew up celebrating sports, and that's the way I've always approached this.
Perfect. Well, Uncle Dan, that's our time.
Oh!
Man, listen. Thank you.
Dan Tavius, Caldwell
Always.
Pope Patrick. Yep, I got my Cam jersey here. Next time I gotta get this thing signed, man. I don't have an autograph.
Some signed too. You can't be the only one on the receiving end of authentic, timeless paraphernalia there.
Oh my God! You should see this man cave. You should see this man cave.
How about this? I'm working on trying to get more brand deals. If you just drop the info for that Mercedes-Benz brand deal that you got over there, and then we'll.
What kind of ride do you have?
I would love a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter.
Yeah. Same here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have the S-Class.
C-Class, Maybach, it don't matter.
Oh,
if Uncle Dan's sending the deets, then it is what it is. You see what I'm saying?
And see, you got to go back to college, and then you could get one of those.
No. No. we can't go back in time.
Oh, we can't go back.
That's Shawshank.
That's Shawshank.
You're shaking me now. You're shaking me up and down. Watch out there now.
No, this was the NIL.
I can't do that.
This is the new NIL. You'd be getting that.
Yeah,
you'd be
but
playing at Colorado with Dion, and you'd be getting a Maybach.
Yeah. But in Colorado, I've heard that they boot Maybachs and Rolls Royces, but that's a whole other situation. But there we go.
I'm coming to the cookout. You let me know, and I'm bringing noise.
Say less. Looking forward to it. Uncle Dan, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Patrick.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. See you, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Peggy. We came, we saw, we conquered. We talked about a multitude of things. Yes, we had our Uncle Dan Tavy. Patrick. Talk to us about Shawshank, all Shanks, all day. Yeah.
At the cookout.
I appreciate that.
Got the cups and the ice on the way with a little stogie.
You know what I'm saying? We got that. Anything else we left out, Peggy?
Man, I think we good in Robin Hood.
Okay. I think we good. Okay. I think we good. Okay. All right. I said one finger. I said one finger. Let it breathe. Okay, I said one finger. Add in the pinky. Can't forget the thumb. All together, one love. You dig?
And that's our wrap.
Yeah.